Hey, what's going on? I am back. I'd rather be swimming, but no, that's a lie. I'd rather be right here with you because things keep changing every day. So I so enjoy knowing what's going on in this country, just like I never have before in my life. And I want to bring the facts and what's going on to you. So thanks for being here. So this little snippet's going to be on what Donald Trump is not doing for the US economy, because the US economy is in the sinker. We're on the verge of a recession, according to everything, all the statistics, all the professionals in this field. Everyone except our administration, of course, they all say everything's going great. So if you don't live here in this country, you'll hear the lies, but I'm sure you know they're lies. The economy's great, everything's great, we're all great, when really inflation has gone up. The tariffs are just a horrible tax that Donald Trump has placed on Americans. They call it a tariff. It's actually a tax that us consumers have to pay more, which causes inflation also. So like, for instance, the bread I usually buy at the store used to be $5. When I bought it yesterday, it was $7. Just so that's about 20%, just saying, across the board. So if you went down like my whole shopping list, there's probably 20% more added on to that. It's high, but now it's getting higher. Just like they said, the tariffs weren't going to make an impact in one day, but it would take a while, and it's coming in. It didn't just start yesterday, it's coming in. So unless it gets stopped, our economy is in the sinker. It's already there. Like I said, Donald Trump is doing nothing that he promised. So what he thinks he has to do is get Mr. Powell to lower the interest rates, and then the economy will be perfect, which is crazy because it's just another lie, and it's just another hurdle he'll jump, and then that's not true. So then he'll just jump on to the next shiny thing that comes his way. And while we're deflecting about the kind of person Donald Trump really is and always was, today we're going to just focus for this small bit of time on the economy, because like I said, inflation is on the rise. And a mortgage person told me last year at a conference we were at, I was a stay-at-home mom with our 3 kids. My husband worked 2 jobs, still does, even though the kids are in their 20s now. I had my real estate license for friends and families and us, so I could try to generate an income on a family schedule timeline with 3 kids. So when I was at a conference last year by a very large company, their mortgage department said, you know, folks, the interest rates, and this is last year during Biden's administration, the interest rates don't come down, and you need to tell your clients this, because they only come down when something bad is going on in the country, and not just bad, like really bad. So he pointed out COVID, which I've lived through, so I understood that because I have a really great interest rate because of that. So now it's hard to see, you know, anything after that. Also, he said it would have to be like a recession. So without him knowing what was going to happen this year, this is happening. We're going into a recession. So maybe the interest rates will come down automatically, just like Donald Trump wants. But that doesn't mean that it's great, because that means we're in a recession. And recessions aren't good, especially when our own government's laying off people by the hundreds of thousands. And this affects everyone around them, their families. It just goes on. Their childcare, where they ate, or their spending money, if they have any. It's just horrific. So this affects the economy. Do we want to go into a recession? No. I would rather have the interest rates now than go into a recession. And I think if people were explained this by professionals in their field, they would understand that. So then I did my little homework yesterday, and I looked up the average interest rates over the last few decades. Actually, it's pretty funny because, well, not funny, what's been happening, like the first time I bought a house, I was super young. I was 23. I was working 2 jobs, and I was in a band full time on top of that. And that house had an interest rate, I'm thinking it was 12% plus, and I didn't blink at that. I was just so happy to be buying a house at the time. After that, the next time I bought a house, I was thinking about buying a house. We were looking at houses. The mortgage rates were between 12% and 14%. Again, both times I thought these were high, but to me, that was normal. If I was going to buy the house, I would have to incorporate the interest rates into my mortgage payment. The average, I believe, yesterday when I was looking everything up, just a little above where we are right now. That's like over 30 to 40 year span of this going up and down. The average rate is above where we are now. And Donald Trump will complain, oh, we're the greatest economy in the world, we should have a lower interest rate. But it's not as simple as that. That's one of the reasons why we have the greatest economy in the world, because this is a separate entity of politics. And because it can't be controlled by politics, who anyway, Donald Trump appointed this person, Mr. Powell, that he wants to fire, that's in charge of the interest rates. But either way, whether he's able to fire him or not, I think 2026 is his last year, or this is his last year. This is one of the reasons why. Obviously, there's many reasons why. Many of you that have been watching this have probably been through, obviously, COVID. That was just a few years ago. Also through the recession. But one thing I also noticed was during COVID, they were complaining, certain people, a good amount of people were complaining about the economy too. And one thing I noticed that hit me straight in the face at the time was life. People's lives have to be put first, because without human life, there is nothing else. It's just simple. You don't have to be educated to believe that. If I wasn't here, I don't have an economy or a paycheck or not a paycheck. If the country didn't exist and we all died from COVID, then we wouldn't have an economy anymore. So that was the first time I saw the declining of the value of life in our country. And now it's being shown again, worse than ever, with the way they have these concentration camps built now. Like, they have people in cages that they're claiming are the worst criminals in the world, and some of them aren't even criminals. And the way they take them, they kidnap them, literally, they're masked, they're armed. They break their car door if they won't open their window and grab them, throw them to the ground. No humanity at all. Even if that was due process, you can do it with humanity, just like a police officer is expected to treat you. Expect it. They chase them through the farms, they go to where they work, dignified. And that's how the administration treats everyone they're firing also. This lack of dignity for other human beings and value of everybody's life is disgusting. We all are humans, and we all need to treat everybody with respect and kindness. The person in charge of our economy, Howard Lutnick, the Secretary of Commerce, he makes me sick. I mean, when I see him talk, I just want to vomit. I think of the emoji sign. It's just, he posted last week him holding like this tequila bottle that cost $1,200. Good for you. That's great. He's a multi-billionaire with a B. billionaire. So how could he even relate to 99% of the American people? Really, he can't. He can't understand how our economy is. So when he's sitting there saying, oh, our economy went up 2 or 3%, that's nothing, we're fine, we're not going to feel it, he wouldn't know. Because go grocery shopping, he doesn't need to know the prices of things. You know, he just buys whatever he needs and wants. And that, again, that's wonderful, but don't run our commerce. You know, don't run 99% of this country's money and economy and say we're not going to feel anything, because that's simply not true. And he makes me sick, and he's totally unrelatable, and because of that, he is not competent for this job. He's not qualified to run this huge economy of ours that was laid in his lap. I don't even see him working. I just see him all over the television like all the rest of the administration. You know, if you don't want to work anymore, don't. You don't have to. Leave us alone. Go do what you want to. Drink, harass women. Don't harass women. Cheat on your spouse. Buy whatever you want. Go to Mars. Go to the moon. Wherever you want to do. But why do you have to run our country? You know, leave us alone. Just leave the White House. Just walk out. Just leave on your own. I like that. Administration. Just leave the White House on your own. I'm not going to pay you $1,000 though, but you could all pay us for all the mental abuse that we've been going through because of you all. And you know, Donald Trump, help our economy or leave. Just stop screaming from your social media posts like a big baby. Wah, wah. Whew. So that was my yak for today. Yaks with facts. So please subscribe, like the video, and don't forget, everybody, have conversations with each other. Speak your truth, but with love and kindness. Love everyone. I know we all do. Unlike the folks that claim they're Christians that are treating these people inhumanely and throwing them in concentration camps and just letting people die in Texas and everywhere else without even caring. So let's get some people in our White House that know how to run the government. It's quite simple. There's plenty of people in this country. Thank you. Have a great day.